Okay, so let's continue. My first video is prior to this one. So we are talking about that scripture, St. Luke 12, verse 48. I'm going to read it. But he that knew not and did commit, I got to read the one before this. And that servant which knew, so that's Luke 12, verse 47 and 48. For that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself. Now I want you to notice in this verse, his Lord is a lowercase l. So that Lord is not referring. Jesus is talking, so it's not referring to God nor to himself. So this is someone that is in authority over people. This is not like a lord, you know. Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beating with many stripes. But 48 verse said, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes, right, shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. So now the footnotes in my life application study Bible, verse 12, chapter 12, verses 47, 48, beaten with few stripes, just as there will be degrees of reward in heaven, 1 Corinthians 15, 41 to 42, so there will also be degrees of punishment in hell. Those who are eternally lost will undergo different grades of punishment according to their privileges and responsibilities. So in other words, it's saying that whatever it is that you know of, that's what you're going to be punished for in hell if you don't give your life to the Lord to keep you out of hell. And those that did not know certain things and happened to be suddenly taken out of the world, they will only get the degree of punishment based on what they knew. So that's where it say, well, and those who knew the will of the Lord's, of their Lord's will, and prepared not himself for it. I put the for it. Neither did according to his will, didn't do what he said. Then you shall be beat with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes, so did commit sin, and when you commit sin, you are worthy of there's consequence behind your sin. But here's the thing, shall be beaten with few stripes. So now we go to that scripture, for unto, they say, for whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. But I've heard it this way, to whom much is given, much will be required. But that's not how the word said. So now, with that being said, we see, I was reading, let me go back to reading it. From everyone who has, well, this is another, I don't know what Bible it says. But from everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Luke 12 and 48. This statement of Jesus has become somewhat of an idiom in Western culture, IDIOM. So if I come across a word that I cannot pronounce, I will spell it out so that way y'all can figure it out. Okay? In Western cultures, and is found paraphrased in Uncle Ben's words of wisdom to Peter Parker in Spider-Man. That's something to think about. With great power comes great responsibility. That's what was told to Peter Parker. The idea of to whom much is given, much will be required, is that we are held responsible for what we have. If we are blessed with talents, wealth, knowledge, time, and the like, it is expected that we use these well to glorify God and benefit others. Now, people may go on and be glorifying God, giving their tithes, right? Driving their family members around if they got a car, inviting who they choose to their house for Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, or whatever the case may be. But it says, use these well to glorify God and benefit others. So what you got, you're supposed to use to help others. He never said to put your money in the bank. Now, don't get me wrong. If that's what you do, you choose to do, go ahead. I'm just going by what I'm just speaking my opinion on what is being said here. In context, Jesus had just told a parable about being ready for his return. His disciple, Peter, asked if the parable was for just them or for everyone. Jesus replied with another parable in which he defines the faithful and wise manager. Okay. As one who gives out food and other allowances at the proper time. When the master returns and finds the faithful servant managing his resources well, he put him in charge of all his possessions. Luke 12:42 and 44. We have been entrusted with certain things, and faithfulness requires that we manage those things wisely and unselfishly. Now, this is what I was going to say in reference. This is why I came to this video. Because my other video, I'm saying I was going to be talking about other church things or whatever. So I'm going to put it in this video, and I'll go and update that title. Now, I have been given the opportunity to get together a committee and get together people to work on our church anniversary. Now, honestly, and me personally, I have no idea what covers a church anniversary. So I have to be creative with this because nobody's really telling me nothing. My leaders is not saying nothing to me. So, excuse me. So it's what I got to come up with. So I have to, of course, ask the Lord. Ask the Lord so he can tell me what it is that he really wants done for the service. So today on October, you hear me? On March the 6th of this year was our first meeting, right? Because I was told that I was on this last month. This is March, February. But I didn't want to overwhelm people with meetings and things to do until the Black History passed, because everybody was everybody that was anybody could have participate in the Black History. But unfortunately, it was for the children. Unfortunately, only the children participate. Adults, like I did, we participated in my daughter, which is 30-something. She's an adult, so she did. So I didn't want to put nothing on them or start asking certain people to do things or ask people to participate within this service until that was done. So my first meeting was on the 6th. Within that meeting, I told them that the next meeting was going to be within 2 weeks. So whoever it was, I don't remember who it was, went through the calendar, counted up to 2 weeks, and the next meeting was today, which was the 20th. The 2 weeks landed on the 20th. So now in the first meeting, we talked about a book. The book, and anybody that comes across this video and hear this, please comment below and give me some ideas of what exactly this book is supposed to be used for. Because people that I talked to, they didn't actually see. I'm very direct. Would that be right? I'm very direct, and I like for people to understand me, and I like to understand what people are saying. I don't like no beating around the bush. I don't like nobody trying to get me to figure out what they want to say. If I ask a question, I expect an answer. I ask a question, I don't expect you to ask. Let me get it right in my head. I ask a question, I don't expect you to expect me to have the answer if I ask the question. Now, depending on how I ask the question, you're going to know whether I know the answer or not, because it's going to be a certain way how I ask the question. Okay? So now, we having a church anniversary in May. I was told to get this going because time is going, and et cetera, which is true. I was supposed to get a committee together, right? And that committee was supposed to work with me. I'm supposed to tell them what it is that I want done. They could bring their feedback in. This is what I thought a committee consists of, right? They can bring their feedback in to help build the project along. But I will be the one that finalizes everything. Now, I have a habit of putting certain people in place to make decisions for my projects, for my project. And I am asking God to help me to not do that, but yet still be obedient, yet handle it in a way where people won't feel like I'm going up over them. Now, if you assign somebody to do something, then that person should be left to do it however they want to do it. You shouldn't be in the meeting. You shouldn't have nothing to do with the meeting. You should have nothing to say until everything is all done up, or unless I have something to say or something to ask, then I come to you, because you are like the overseer, okay, of that project, of what you put me on. Just like the Lord is talking about this man that he put the parable, Jesus is saying he put this man over some of his possessions, and he took those possessions and he did what he was supposed to do with them, got it in order, had this person doing that, da, da, da. And when the Lord came back to his place of work or whatever, he saw that the man had everything in order. So now, since you can handle that, I'm gonna give you some more. But here's the key. The man left and went on about his business. He didn't stay sneaking around. He didn't say, well, I need to know what's going on. He didn't say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You holding on to the piece of paper, yet and still you want me to write on it. But yet and still you holding on to the paper. Can I have the paper so I can write? Go on and write. Go on and write. Write what you going to write. Well, how am I write if you want to let go of the paper? I ain't got nothing to do with you writing. We ain't talking about writing. We talking about you letting go of paper. That's my point. Okay. So now, this book that I wanted everyone in the church, everyone in our sister's church that we deal with, that we've been dealing with over the course of the years, to write something about their experience, their thoughts in reference to Pentecostal Rescue House of Prayer. Some people been connected with our church I came to the church when I was 3. So some people, that's 3 years after I was born, right? So some people was there way before me. I was born 1960. Some people was there 1959, 1949. So these people I don't know of, you know what I'm saying? But I got stuck. Come on. Okay, sorry, it got stuck there for a minute. So these people I don't personally know, or I may personally know them. So therefore, I don't know what kind of level they were, or what they know, or what they remembered in 1948, 1958, even in 1968, because I was born 1963, so what's about 6, that was 5 years. I was 5 years old. I don't even remember everything at 5 years old, if I remember anything. So somebody, when I was 5 years old, do remember Pentecostal Rescue House of Prayer. So therefore, those are the people that I wanted to write something. So my thought was, even if it was just we can easily print out a booklet and we can do it in pages with, you know what I'm saying? And I was thinking, was my thought when I wrote that down. Well, I wrote that today when I came up with it at that meeting on the 6th, was to do a book and have everybody to write something about House of Prayer, whatever their experience may have been that stuck with them. Put it in writing in a short paragraph or a sentence or whatever. And we bring it together. We give it to Taisha. Taisha type it up, and it's put into a booklet. I was thinking at first to get it printed out and put it like a booklet as well as the program. But now that I'm thinking about it, we could still do it where people can write and we can still have the booklet going on. I think I'm still gonna put that in there. I'm gonna go about it. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna have Pastor Howard Church. I'm gonna have St. James Church, and I'm gonna have. We can't do Bible Way, but maybe I can call them up or something like that. Those that can't come, they can write something, and we'll put it in the program. So that will take the place of people that cannot come. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Oh, let me say something. Let me audio tape that right quick so I have that in my possession. Okay, so I decided about the book. I'm gonna tell you what book I'm talking about. Let me just put this in my audio. I decided about the book. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna still have people write stuff. They ain't gotta give no pictures or none. If they choose to give a picture, they can give a picture. But we're gonna have people write things about the House of Prayer. Their experience, not experience, I'm not gonna say experience, their memory. They can write anything from within their memory that they remember of the House of Prayer, whether it had anything to do with Bishop Mingo, whether it got anything to do with Pastor Glover, my uncle Pastor Glover, even Pastor Giles, even if they want to talk about Mother Giles, because these are people that are deceased, Mother Wilson, anything, you know what I'm saying, in reference to the House of Prayer. And they can also write something in reference to now. Their time spent with House of Prayer now. Somebody that been here through the years, they can write something. Okay, so I'll be going to Trinity. I'm gonna go to Bible Way, people from Bible Way. I'm gonna tell Cheryl and Eve that if the people that they encounter cannot come either in person or come on the Zoom, to write something. They can still write something if they choose to. But if they're not going to be able to be a part, we definitely want something from them. And they once they write it up, they can email it to me. She can email it to me, right? However it is, because I'm going to be a part of it. Since I got to do letters and all this and banners, me and Taisha work together. And I'm going to look over it, da-da-da-da-da. And then we take it to Pastor Glover, and Pastor Glover look over it. And then we take it to Taisha, where Taisha can type it up and put it within her program, so it'll be in the book. We can even put it in the program. We put it in the program. We can dedicate 2 pages, so people would just can write a line or 2, right? And what? The mommy needs toilet paper. Look at my coat pocket in the room, in the day room. See if I got any tissue in there. So, see, this is why I don't like to be distracted. So, yes, we can get people to write 2 or 3 lines, and we, just like I said, we could dedicate 2 pages to it. Because I don't want nobody to feel some kind of way that may have been in the church, come on Zoom, or come on the in our church, and they may want to say something and they can't. And I know they say, well, we're going to have this amount of people to say something and that amount of people. That is true. But something is something. People always do not follow instruction. So I'm preparing myself for those people that may be that person or people that come at the last minute, walk in the church, coming at the last, oh, we wasn't expecting you. You got something to say. So we still gonna do this book. And since what's name gonna know how to do a booklet, right? Even if I gotta do the booklet. And I'll do the booklet with the words of the people. Okay, maybe I'll do that. I'll do the one with the words of the people. I gotta mess around with my printer. And she can do the actual program. Because to be honest, that's her job. And then when Pastor Glover was saying that, I don't really want to make no names, but hey, that it's not Taisha's job to do the banner. Well, I don't know. I don't know where she got that from. Because if we're gonna do a banner, she's the one who picks the front. She's the one who picked the color. We just give her a format of what it is. The words that we want to say. Okay, it's no problem. Me, Van Zolen will do. I'm surprised Van Zolen didn't call me. I don't think they home. I really don't think so. And they could be, but I don't think so. Because I ain't get nothing I didn't get anything from nobody. Van's Odom. Mm, let me see. Yeah, I ain't get nothing from Van's Odom. I ain't get nothing from what's her name? From who's the next person? I ain't get nothing from Van's Odom. And I ain't get nothing from Sister Kershaw. I told you to look. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so now, since we got that and what I decided to do, and it's so beautiful how the Lord just put it in my head, because how I presented it on the 6th, I was like, I want a book. I would like for everybody to say something in this book about the church, about Bishop Mingo, all the way up to where we are today, a leadership of today. And everybody, I could tell people's faces looking at me like I was crazy. They didn't really want to do that too much. So whoever chooses to write something, they can write something. Whoever doesn't, their words will be inside the book, and whoever doesn't, their words won't be in there. Because I'm the one who's going to do that book. Because I know what I want. So now, just like I said, she said, I'm going to get back to that book in a second. She said that I'm supposed to do the banner. Okay. I'll do the banner. I don't know whether they're saying that because the banner going to involve money and they don't want me to give it to Taisha because Taisha will buy it. No, the church is supposed to kick that out. And just like I said, I had told them, not this year. I don't think it's this year we're going to do it, the next year. In reference to, we got to get, if we're going to get a speaker, we got to start doing it. We're going to have a speaker. So we got to do something that is going to bring money in. And I specifically said so that we don't have to dig in our pockets. Because they love to have us go in our pockets, pulling our money out. When you're really supposed to have different things, different types of, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? You're supposed to have different types of functions to make money. And I know it's kind of early. Bishop gave an idea, a track, a water and a track. So we could get some candy. This is April. Well, it's not April yet, but we could get some candy and we could sell some candy and make some money so that we'll be able to pay for that speaker. So that way that money that's coming in, well, the money that's coming in from everybody paying the $50, I guess that will go to the church. It don't go to me and nothing like that. So, all right, with that being said, now let's get to the book I'm talking about that I want y'all to comment on. Now, the book that I'm talking about is a book where some churches, maybe some people, they get a book, they got a page in it, and in that book, everybody or whoever want to be a part of the book buy a page. Or they buy half a page or buy a quarter of a page. And if it's a full page, then you do what you want on that page. You buy the page and you put whatever you want on it. If it's a company, they buy a full page, a half a page, a quarter of a page, and they put whatever they want on that page. But they bought that page. So I was telling them we wasn't going to do that this year because whoever we go to get these donations or get this money from, we got to give them a book. We can't just take their money and don't give them nothing back. And I don't mean no chicken from the pantry. If I got to go to them and get these people to fill up this book, you can guarantee a fat man I'm going to make sure that they get that book. And if I hear anything different, they come to me talking about, well, they can't get no book. We don't have enough for. Well, then you got to give them back their money. You can't tell them to buy something and you can't tell them to buy a page and what would you like on that page? Right? Now it becomes a donation when they say, all right, you just take the page and you do whatever you want. Here, I'm going to give you the money for the page. That's a donation because they're not looking for nothing in return. But if you go to them and you tell them, oh yes, would you like to buy a page in our book? We got a book going on, and we would like for you to donate to the church, because a lot of people don't know our church. So especially if you're going in the neighborhood, if I'm going somebody in this building, they doing it out off the grace of me, of knowing me. They don't know nothing about no house of prayer. So if I go to them and say, listen, we having a big service and I'd like for you to do a donation. And we got this book, and if you would like to have a page. And they'd be like, well, what do with the page? I said, well, you can introduce yourself. If you work, if you at stay home mom, whatever the case, whatever it be. It's your $35, $45, whatever amount of dollars it is. You better put some on that page. Ooh, my page broke off. I Sharon, getting a little bit too excited here now. This is just something that came in the Chuck E. Cheese thing, so you know. So okay, so the book, that's the book I'm talking about. If anybody, now everybody telling me, oh, one person say, yeah, I got the book. They gave me the book. I ain't see the book yet. I know I did it. I did it personally for someone. I didn't make up the book, but I did the pages. And I went inside the program on my computer and I put it together. And we printed out the pages, put the pictures on and everything. I wonder if Spanish Harley got that book. I don't even think I got a book because I ain't buy no page. I just was there to do work. I wasn't there to put nothing in there or nothing like that. It was mainly like for churches and companies. What he need a picture of me and my family for? Because that's all I can put on the page. I don't own no company. Okay, so even if people wanted to promote their business, if people like for instance, if you sell something, you could put it in that book. So anybody that get the book, they go look in the book. They need a pianist, they need this, they need that. It's an advertisement. So my question is, what exactly would this book be used for? Because somebody was telling me that I could do it for this service that I'm having, this church anniversary, right? And then somebody was telling me, no, that's not for this type of service. That's for like if you're doing something big, and then somebody said like for Founders Day, if you're doing the Founders Day, then you will go to different churches and have them promote this book, 5 pages and stuff like that. So if y'all know what I'm talking about, or if I'm explaining it wrong, but you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments below and let me know. And if you know where I can actually see examples of this type of book, hashtag it so that way I'll be able to find it. Okay, so that was the first thing we was talking about. And then there were certain people that I had signed to finding people and bringing them in. And the whole thing is that, okay, then the colors. We talked about the colors, which was supposed to be an apple green. I thought that was going to be a pretty color anyway. And then the flyers, the letters, and then Evangelist Anderson was supposed to be the secretary. I put her as the secretary. I forgot her hand that she writes with is what she had to stroke with. And then today the meeting was check up on all that. So I took the book out, but I'm gonna put that back in. Cheryl did not touch base with her sister at all. The colors got changed from apple green to future, whatever, that bright pink. Let me see. The program is Taisha. The flyers is Cheryl. The letters is me. The banner is me. Let me see. The preacher is gonna be Pastor White. Okay. Hey, it seems like I'm missing stuff. Pastor White is gonna be the preacher. Next year we'll do Pastor Howard. I'm supposed to look for the social distancing. Social dis my tired tongue so. Social distancing. Distance. Social distancing. Right? So they was talking about and I was saying that our building holds 400 and something people, but we don't want the 400 and something people in the church. Because I was telling them, how many people do you want to be in the church? You keep saying you don't want nobody in here. You want everybody to be social distancing. So how many people you want? Because then if somebody come and they got like 5 people with them and you start talking about, oh, that's too many people, what you gonna do, tell the people to leave? You wanna I really feel like they don't want a lot of people because they really think that I'm gonna bring a lot of people in. They really think so. Lord, you gotta we did take a step because now we having service in the afternoon now. Okay, I'm trying to see. Because I was telling her, because she was saying it ain't no number. There's no, I said, yes, it is. I said, there is a number. I said, because I have seen it. I said, they even have, the spirit brought it to my attention. I said, they even have it in businesses. They have it in stores where they only allow a certain amount of people in their store. And then they said something, she said something about that's because it's something. It's a, if I'm correct, she said, yeah, because that had to do with the spacing. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So if you're going to put out there that you don't want a lot of people coming into the church, but you want me to send out letters, it doesn't make sense to send out letters. Because if I send out 10 letters and out of them 10 letters, 20 people come, how many people, how many letters you want me to send out? Okay, so that's where my issue. That's another reason why I was having this video. Because I was having the meeting. I had in my head the agenda that I wanted. And I asked questions. Nobody want to answer. I said, okay, so what? Here was one of the questions. I said, all right, is we going to have a speaker? Silence of the Lambs. I said, is we going to have a speaker? Is we supposed to, is there preaching at this type of service? I said, I don't know nothing about no, what you call it? Come on, brain. Thank you, Hogo. I don't know nothing about no church anniversary, so I don't know whether they have preaching and stuff. And I asked people, I asked a particular person, and they couldn't give me a straight answer. So I said, is there gonna be a speaker? Oh, that's up to you. I said, no, it's not up to me. I said, no. I said, because if I say no speaker, y'all gonna be like, gotta have a speaker. So I said, is there gonna be a speaker? So I started naming the people that I had. I said I had Pastor Clark, Pastor Howard, Pastor White. So they said something about Pastor Howard, like that, right? Elder Robinson said Pastor Howard. I said, yes, I do agree. Pastor Howard. Pastor Howard's our sister church. I understand the fact that Pastor White was in connection with Bishop Mingo, with the church. But we want to hear a word. We don't want to hear the life story yet. It's supposed to be at Founders Day. This is a church anniversary, so we coming to have. You know what? Let me see if I can look this up myself. Let me see. What does a church anniversary? Okay, what is the purpose of a church anniversary? Church anniversaries are an excellent time for all churchgoers to focus on the Lord's blessings. Anniversaries also represents wonderful opportunities for church members of all ages to relate stories of the present and listen to the tales of the past days of the church. Just what I said. Everybody, right. Let me read that again. Anniversaries also represents wonderful opportunities for church members of all ages to relate stories of the present and listen to tales of the past days of the church. See, that's exactly what I had in head. What I had in head where people write things and talk. They said, what did you say at a church on? What do you say at church anniversary? I am rejoicing that your church is celebrating another anniversary. May his grace abound all the more in the next chapter of your lives together. 22. It is with humility that I thank you for keeping this church spiritually healthy for yet another year. God bless, and wishing you all the best in your work. They say 50 meaningful church anniversary messages and Bible verses. It said, with this church, while this church may have started from humble beginnings, it is amazing to see how it has brought together such a large faith community over the years. On this anniversary of the church founding, I'd like to congratulate you on bringing your ministry to so many people and using it to do so much good. That would be the pantry. Somebody from the pantry could say something like that. Number 2 is, while this building may be only bricks and stones, the community it houses makes it shine like a house of gold. As another year passes, I thank you for being the glue that brings our faith community together. Lord Jesus. So I got how do you write a church anniversary program? Send notices to the church members and even the larger communities as early as 9 months prior to the event. Involve the church founders. Schedule a couple of special music pieces. Make room in the program for people. Incorporate humor into the event. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, the church founders, if they are still alive, contact them so they can prepare to give insight into the early years of the church. Wow. Schedule a couple of special music pieces. Okay, so I'm going to end here because I'm about to make a phone call. And Oh, I think I stopped recording. Oh, it's over here. No, it did stop. I don't know why I resumed it, but okay, stop. All right, so that is 45 minutes of my meeting that I had that I wanted to talk about. So, just like I said, the book, any ideas? I know y'all don't know nothing about my church, but if y'all did, anybody that come across this video, Twix now and in the coming year, please state your comments, opinions, and thoughts within the comments. Like and subscribe to this video. Like this video if you like it, and subscribe to my channel so that you can see the process of this project. Okay? Have a blessed night. Okay, so